They are not like us. 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 They are not like us.
Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act, 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purpose such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Fair use disclaimer. GC and the NEC. STEPA crew may use copyrighted material which has not always been specifically authorized by the copyright owner. GC and the NEC STEPA crew is making such material available for criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, or research. GC and the NEC. STEPA crew believes this constitutes a fair use of any such copyrighted material as provided for in Section 107 of the United States Copyright Law. If you wish to use copyrighted material from this video for your own purposes that go beyond fair use, you must obtain permission from the copyright owner.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're gonna be talking about the 9 signs that someone is clout chasing on social media. Before we get into it, I just want to say thank you guys so much for 100,000 subscribers. You have no idea how much this means to me, and if you're not already, please make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of my videos. So first sign is they overly self-promote. So I think we can all agree that promoting yourself is very important, especially if you're trying to grow an account. But when someone is clout chasing, they take it a little too far. Say for example, you post a really cute picture of you and your friends. Instead of maybe tagging one of your friends or even just posting it to your story, they will tag 10 different people in the photo, hoping that they'll get more likes, or even worse, they'll take a screenshot and try to use it against them later on. I would say the biggest difference between just promoting yourself and then there's like clout chasing version is that when someone's clout chasing, they're not actually interested in what they're promoting. They just want more followers and more likes. That could mean posting multiple times a day, posting at odd hours, or even posting things that are out of character just to get a rise out of people. It's all about getting attention even if it's bad attention. No. 2 is there always in online drama. If you have someone in your life that's always getting involved in online drama, chances are they're probably clout chasing. Drama comes in many forms, from calling people out to feuds to full-on arguments. When someone is clout chasing, they're looking for any opportunity to insert themselves into a drama situation because they think it will boost their numbers. This can also look like going out of your way to defend certain people or causes just for the sake of getting on their good side. In the end, they're not really interested in the actual drama itself. They just want to be involved in it because they think it will help them. The third sign is they rarely engage with their followers. If you follow someone and you notice that they hardly ever comment back or like your posts, chances are they're probably not interested in being a part of our community. People who are genuinely interested in building relationships with their followers will make an effort to respond to comments, send messages, and show their appreciation in some way. When someone is clout chasing, they usually only interact with people when it's convenient for them. So following back, liking posts and sending messages are usually reserved for influencers or people who they think can benefit them in some way. So if you find that the only time you hear from them is when they need something, it's probably safe to say they're clout chasing. The fourth sign is they're never offline. Now, I'm not saying that you need to be online 24/7 to be a good influencer. In fact, I think it's really important to take breaks and have a life outside of social media. But when someone is clout chasing, they're always online. They feel the need to respond to every single comment, message, and notification they get. And they're always looking for new ways to promote themselves. It's like they can't go a day without talking about themselves and what they're doing. When someone is genuinely passionate about something, it usually doesn't feel like work to them. So they're more than happy to share their journey with others. But when someone is clout chasing, they see every interaction as a potential opportunity to promote themselves. So they're always trying to turn every conversation into a sales pitch. The fifth sign is they struggle with self-worth. When someone is clout chasing, they're usually struggling with their self-worth. They need constant validation from others to feel good about themselves. That's why they're so desperate for followers and likes. They think that if they have a lot of followers and likes, then they must be a worthwhile person. But the truth is that you can't base your self-worth on something as superficial as the number of followers you have. When you do that, you're setting yourself up for a lot of pain and disappointment. Because no matter how many followers you have, there will always be someone who hates you. When someone's self-worth is tied to their social media numbers, they take any criticism very personally. They might even lash out at anyone who dares to say anything negative about them or their work. The sixth sign is they're always on trend. Okay, so this one is kind of a double-edged sword. Being on trend can be a good thing if you're redoing it to stay relevant and up to date with your audience. But it can also be a bad thing if you're redoing it just for the sake of getting attention. When someone is clout chasing, they're always trying to jump on the latest trends and hashtags. They think that if they use the right keywords, then more people will see their content and they'll get more followers and likes. The problem with this is that you can't be authentic when you're trying to chase trends. You're just doing whatever you think will get you the most attention. In the end, it usually comes across as insincere and people can tell that you're not being genuine. The seventh sign is they're a serial hashtag user. If you've ever scrolled through Instagram and seen a post with like 30 different hashtags, you know exactly what I'm talking about. When someone is clout chasing, they will use as many hashtags as possible on every single post. They think that the more hashtags they use, the better their chances are of getting discovered. But the truth is that using too many hashtags is a huge turnoff for a lot of people. It makes your content look spammy and it's just really annoying to read. Not to mention that using too many hashtags is actually against Instagram's guidelines. So if you're caught doing it, you might actually get shadow banned. The eighth sign is they're constantly rebranding. If you've ever tried to rebrand, you know how hard it is. It takes a lot of planning, effort, and consistency to change the way people perceive you or your business. But when someone is clout chasing, they're constantly rebranding. They think that if they keep changing their look, then people will keep talking about them. But the truth is that rebranding doesn't work like that. It's not about the number of times you change your brand, it's about the quality of your branding. When you're constantly rebranding, you come across as flaky and unreliable. And let's be honest, that's not the type of person that people want to follow. The ninth sign is they measure their worth in likes and followers. So we touched on this earlier, but it's important to reiterate just how toxic this mindset is. When you measure your worth in likes and followers, you're giving away your power. You're letting these numbers dictate how you feel about yourself. And that's not a place that you want to be in. When you're constantly seeking validation from others, you're opening yourself up to a lot of pain and heartache. The truth is that the number of likes and followers you have doesn't say anything about your worth as a person. So wrapping it up, if you're noticing some of these signs in yourself or someone else, it might be time to take a step back and reassess. Cloud chasing is a dangerous game to play and it can have serious consequences. It's important to be aware of the signs so that you can avoid becoming a cloud chaser yourself. And now for the big question, what is cloud chasing? Okay, so I wanted to include this in the beginning of the video, but I thought it was better to wait until the end just so the video doesn't get too long. So basically, cloud chasing is the act of seeking attention or validation by association with other people or brands. When someone is cloud chasing, they're not interested in building genuine relationships. They just want to use people or brands to get ahead. This can look like name dropping, using someone's logo, or even just hanging around popular people. Cloud chasers are usually more concerned with their own image than they are with the people around them. They're always trying to put themselves in a positive light, even if it means lying or exaggerating. In the end, cloud chasers are driven by ego and a need for attention. They're not interested in making real connections or building meaningful relationships. If you enjoyed this video, you're gonna want to watch this one next. See you later.
They are not like us.